Hey guys, so I am here to finish this beautiful cup. So if you have been watching, you know I've been working on this cup for a little bit. I did the Jack Skellington face lid, I did the drip look, and I blinged out the Starbucks logo. So if you haven't watched those videos, I will link them all in the description below so you guys can go check them out. But let's finish this cup. So I got my handy dandy Sharpies and I'm going to begin by drawing my base. So I'm doing the rest of the cup based on Sally's dress. You see these prints right here? That is what I'm going for. So I'm drawing the base. I'm gonna go in with these colors and color them in one by one, spreading them around the cup. So you see it's kind of like a squarish look. So that's what I'm going for. I'm not drawing circles, I'm not drawing triangles, I'm doing some type of square look. I'm going to be spreading out the colors all around the cup. I'm not going to be putting them, the same colors right next to each other because I want the look to be spread out. I'm going to be doing different patterns and different colors. So I got yellow, blue, pink, and black. And that's what we are going to be working with. So as you can see here, I'm drawing out my shapes. I'm filling them in. Make sure you stay in the lines, guys. This is why all that doodling we did in kindergarten was for this craft. I'm just playing, but stay in the lines. And then, so you see how random this is? There's no perfection for this, because Sally's dress is all patched up. It's not, design that needs to be perfect. Freestyle it. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. Whatever type of square you want to do, go ahead and do it. You see, this is so random. So a little tip to help you guys draw these little bases. You see how I'm doing the line, right? And then I thicken out the lines, so when I'm going in and coloring it all in, it's much easier and I don't have to worry about going over the lines. So you see, this is how it looks so far. One little tip and suggestion also, since the drip is black, I would suggest do not do any little patches that are black next to the drip, because then you won't be able to see the drip because it's black and black. So move your little black patches to the middle or towards the bottom, just like I did. So now that we are done drawing our base, we're going to go in with the black Sharpie and outline them. Each little section, you see how I'm doing here? Outline them. So I'm done doing that, and now I can go in and draw each individual design per section. So Sally's dress has a lot of different patches and a lot of different designs. Some are empty, some have twirlies in them, some have lines, some have circles. It's very, very random. So I put the picture right back up here so you guys can see some of the designs, and that's what I base my designs off of. So that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm drawing the designs. I did little twirlies, I did the lines, I did circles. I did a little bit of everything. So I suggest you guys do that too. And then after you are done doing your designs for the sections, remember you can leave some blank, because as you can see in the picture, there are some blank ones. Like the black ones, I left blank. I did one yellow blank, stuff like that. Look at the picture. Go based off that. And then after I did all my designs, I went in and started doing the stitch work. If you can tell, I know it's a little bit hard to tell in the picture, but her patches for the dress are stitched together. So I went in and drew the stitches, as you can see here. So now that we are done with all our designs, this is the final results. Look how beautiful it looks already. And now it's time to start bedazzling. I got my rhinestones ready to go. Yellow ones, pink ones, blue ones, and black ones. They are all mixtures, just so you guys know. It's not one specific size. They're all mixtures. So I would suggest starting off with a section at a time. You know how fast you work. You know what glue you're using. I use epoxy because I am going to be using this cup and I want it to last. So this is a 30-minute epoxy and it has been really hot in my area. So that makes the glue dry even faster. That's why I'm doing sections. Like I said, you know how fast you can work and how much you can get done in a certain amount of time. And also take into consideration, these are very detailed sections, so it can be more time consuming. So think about that also. So as you can see here, I am going row by row. I want to make sure everything's nicely filled in. There's no gaps. Like I said, I am using a mixture of rhinestones. I want to give it that, you know, ragdoll look because Sally is a ragdoll. And she's not a Barbie, you know, she's not supposed to be perfect. So I wanted to give it that, you know, that rusty look. So that's why I did use a mixture. But also because I would recommend for you guys to do this, not just in this project, but in, you know, your future ones, because it does help you save money. If you are buying mixtures instead of buying each individual size and you don't have a lot of projects to do, it will save you money. So just a little tip there. But as you can see, I finished that section and now I moved on to my second one. Like I said, I am working by section. So I finished the other section and now it's time to move on to another section. So one quick tip that I highly recommend is you guys do your edges first, because that helps so much, trust me. It helps you as a guide and it helps you keep everything nicely and neatly. So I would highly recommend for you guys to do that. Do your edges first. After I did the edges, not just in this project but in all projects, try to do your edges first. After I did the edges, I moved on to the stitches. Like I said, Sally's dress has stitches, and that is a very important detail to add to this cup, you know, to give it more of a Sally look. Once I did that, I went on and moved on to the actual edges of the color of that section, which here it's yellow. So I went in and started doing all those edges. Once you are done doing the edges, it's easy just to go in and fill in the rest, which is the inside. Trust me, it helps so much and it makes life much easier. So as you can see there, I am doing my edges, filling all those little gaps. Make sure you are not leaving anything empty, and then just go in and fill in the rest. So like I said, some sections will not have detail. It's just going to be a plain patch, which obviously were the easiest ones to do. That's why they were my favorites. But moving on to another section, you can see here I have black little circles in this blue patch. And obviously, like I said, do the details first. That's why I did these first. After that, I did my edges and I was able to go in and fill in the whole patch. So again, remember, do your edges first, then you can go and do the stitches, then you can go in and do the design. If that section has any designs, or if it's just a plain one, go ahead and do your outer outline of that color, which in this case would be yellow. And then you can go in and do the fill-ins, and always double check that you don't have any little tiny gaps. Fill those in because you don't want those gaps there. So now I am moving into my last section of the cup. And I felt like this was one of the most complicated areas of the cup because it's so much detail. You know, when you do draw your little twirls, I would suggest making them, you know, leaving a little bit of a gap in between each little circle you draw because you want those rhinestones to be able to fit, okay? Don't make them so close together because then you're gonna have trouble when you are applying those rhinestones, and you don't want to have to deal with that. So you see how much space I left right there in that twirl? That's what you want. And then you could even put bigger rhinestones as you go through your twirl. You see how I used little tiny pink ones and then they got bigger and bigger? So as you can see here, I'm done doing my little twirlies. I am done doing the edges, and now I can just go in and do the little gaps and the fill-ins. Make sure you double check your work. You don't want to leave any tiny little gaps. So this cup is finally coming together and it looks beautiful. It's amazing how you can do such a detailed and beautiful craft with stuff that we have at home, such as Sharpies, you know. You don't have to go out and buy that expensive Cricut machine, you know. You can just do this with at-home supplies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys liked the results. I did keep the Starbucks logo. I did not want to do a Jack or Sally, you know, because it is a Starbucks cup and I want to know it's a Starbucks cup, you know what I mean? So I did bling that logo out. I did the Jack face, I did the drip, and we did the rest Sally's dress theme. So I love how this came out and I hope you guys did too. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.